Hey, Bill O'Reilly here, and this is the Talking Points memo for Newsmax. So today's impeachment hearings were tedious, boring. I had to get up 3 or 4 times just to, because my eyes were getting heavy. So last week the hearings were a fiasco, and this week they're tedious. There's a change, by the way, in the Democrats' main high crime and misdemeanor. It's now bribery. Last week it was abuse of power. Now it's shifted to bribery. So let's run it down. So there was a woman named Jennifer Williams who was an advisor to Vice President Mike Pence on foreign affairs. And Ms. Williams was there and said absolutely nothing. Nothing. I can't remember one thing the woman said. She doesn't like Donald Trump, all right, because she's a careerist. She's not a Pence gob. Pence just hired her because she has a lot of experience. She clearly didn't like him, didn't like the phone call, whatever. But did she see anything, do anything? No. And maybe 20% of the questions were directed to her. The others, 80%, were to Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who's a Ukraine expert, and he's on the National Security Council. Okay, so I don't think you attack Colonel Vindman. He was wounded in Iraq in 2004. He is from Ukraine, born there, emigrated with his family to the USA. He looks to me like a patriotic guy. However, again, he doesn't like Donald Trump. And he's buying into the theory that the president withheld aid to Ukraine, his home country, because he wanted dirt on Joe Biden for political purposes. That's the narrative. So that's what these people believe. Now, as Americans, they have a right to believe whatever they want to believe. You want to believe that President Trump withheld foreign aid to a foreign country because of personal benefit, go believe it. But there's no evidence of that because once Ms. Williams and Colonel Vindman were cross-examined by the Republican congresspeople, all right, on the Intel Committee, it was clear they had no blanket idea that the U.S. federal government is investigating corruption in 2016 that may have involved Ukraine. It's possible, the allegation is, that elements within Ukraine attempted to subvert our election on behalf of the Democrats. That is the allegation. So, as a chief law enforcement officer of the country, President Trump has a perfect right to ask any head of state involved in a legitimate investigation, again, it is underway, to cooperate. Do me a favor. And who's right in the middle of that investigation? Joe Biden. Yes, it happens to be he is a political rival to Donald Trump, and the optics don't look good, right? They don't look great, but the defense is, hey, he's vice president at the time of the alleged involvement with Ukraine, and Biden was over there 12 times. So if Biden was doing anything wrong on behalf of his son or anybody else, you have to know that. And I assume the Justice Department will find it out. So by Trump asking for the new president of Ukraine to cooperate in the investigation, that's not a crime of any magnitude at all. In fact, you can say that's a good thing. He should have done it. If Biden was doing something corrupt, it should be known. Now, this whole thing is a farce, and American people know it. 20% of the American people are following impeachment closely. And that means if you're not following it closely, you don't know what's going on because the press doesn't report honestly about it. All they do is give you a sensational headline, a clickbait thing on the internet, And then when you read the article, as I did today with the Associated Press and Reuters encapsulation of what happened, the article was even more boring than the actual testimony. There's nothing there. So what is it? What are you trying to say the President of the United States did? So this whole thing's going to go away as I predicted. President Trump's not going to be removed. He should stay out of it at this point, not tweet anything about it. He just said, look, it's a farce. I'm done with it. Let the process unfold. Because the process is going to go to the Senate, and it's going to die there. I'm Bill O'Reilly for Newsmax. We'll see you again soon.